Wurkkos TS11 is a compact thrower from Wurkkos that was recently launched on the market. It features a single SFT40 emitter design with TIR optics for excellent performance and quite attractive looking design. Interested? Then stay until the end of this video to find out more about the Wurkkos TS11. Wurkkos TS11 was sent to me by Wurkkos for review purposes, for which I'm extremely grateful. What I got here is a beautiful white package typical for Wurkkos with a nice emblem for flashlight and key stats of max output and throw distance. On the side we've got Wurkkos logo and last but not least also the labeling, what version it is. We've got black and orange available with SFT40 emitter in cool white, and also we can have a set version with all included accessories, including battery and cable, and also a regular version without the battery. The package is obviously magnetic, which is always a nice addition, and inside we can find a clear instruction manual what to do when you first open the package. So let's remove it, and then we have it. We've got nice lanyard and double O-ring replacement in case you need that. There is your box when the manual and cable are nicely protected in transportation. There we go. The cable is of high quality and it is a USB to USB-C of nice length. And there is also your manual with all the stats according to international standards. Highly advise reading this one before operating. Last but not least, we've got the nice looking Wurkkos TS11 flashlight. The package is of great value for money, and if you're looking for such things, the Wurkkos is the way to go. Before operating, make sure to remove the insulation film from the battery compartment. Way better. The set version also includes the Wurkkos branded 1100 mAh 18350 battery. As I heard on the website, you can also purchase separately the longer battery tube so that you can also use the 18650 battery format for longer runtimes. As always from Wurkkos, the machining and finish is just excellent. We've got nice lubricated square threads, good O-ring seal, as well as some quality springs, and anodization and finish is just excellent on these flashlights. Nice lanyard attachment here. Quality spring down there. There is also a small battery orientation labeling on the body, so then you won't miss it. The clear advantage of Wurkkos TS11 is its design. It's generally a beautiful flashlight, and the accommodation of RGB auxiliary LEDs under the switch and the optics is just marvelous. I was waiting years for Hangwang and Emissary and Octagon flashlights to accommodate this, and we are only starting to see that. Wurkkos accommodated right away. Here at the front we've got some nice optics, and under the optic is the SFT40 LED to give you this nice throwy beam with over 1600 lumens. We've got some cooling fins down there, nice round switch with a good click, and it's also light up from below. On the other side we've got the USB-C charging port covered by this rubber cover, which sits quite tightly, I suppose. Gives you a nice water sealant here. It took me around 1 hour and 53 minutes to fully charge the Wurkkos TS11 on a short battery tube. One thing to mention is that the magnet would be great. Wurkkos TS11 uses the latest Anduril 2 software, so you have countless possibilities to personalize the UI. However, main features include ramping up and down, setting modes, and setting temperature. If you need detailed instructions on manual on Anduril, you can check my tutorial right here, and now I present just the basic features. So one click for on, one click for off. If you're in off position, hold the switch slightly to go to the lowest mode, then hold the switch to increase the brightness levels, hold again to decrease the brightness levels. As you can see, I'm in the stepped ramping right now. Triple click from on will go into the smooth stepless dimming. when I can virtually increase in the brightness in the countless number of steps. There is your moonlight mode. Obviously double tap for turbo output, either from off or on depending on the settings, but standard is double tap from high or max ramp from off, and then double tap again to even increase it to turbo mode. One click from off. If you want to check the voltage, triple click from off and then count. 1, 2, 3, 4, pause, 1, so 4.1 volts, which is almost full. And then you can also change those beautiful auxiliary LEDs to match your style. 7 click and hold. And look at this. Everything is matching perfectly. And I also have some disco modes available, standard as in Anduril 2. So basically a beautiful, elegant looking design flashlight. Great work, Wurkkos. Great work. Here are my lumen measurements of the Wurkkos TS11 with SFT40 emitter. If you need more time, feel free to pause the video. I have to admit that the performance is rather spectacular. For such a small little flashlight, TS11 features over 5 minutes of turbo runtime before stepping down from over 1372 lumens over the series of step down to around 700 lumens up to 90 seconds, with the head temperature achieving around 55 degrees Celsius. And as you can see, we've got around 660 lumen of sustainable output for around 24 minutes mark before the flashlight started to step down to lower modes. Flashlight body temperature did stabilize at 6 degrees Celsius, mind you that I preset it to 70 degrees Celsius thermal limit. As it is in Anduril, you can set it to lower and then you will have a lower sustainable output but also a quicker step down, but I wanted to show the maximal potential of this little flashlight. Max ramp here is a general perspective of linear output decrease. As you can see, we've got gradual output decrease over time and over runtime of around 44 minutes, mind you, from 1100 mAh battery included in the set. The body temperature did stabilize at 48 degrees Celsius, again preset to 70 degrees Celsius, mind you, and I measured around 630 degrees at start, and at the end we've got around 250 before stepping down to lower modes. The performance is, I would say, average, but for such a small flashlight Anduril, I think I would have to accept that it's not the boost driver. We have other brands for that. For me personally, the true contender of Wurkkos TS11 is the Thrunite Catapult Mini. Here the version 2, borrowed from my good friend Latarcoholic. Link to his profile on Facebook you can find below this video. I highly recommend checking him out. He's a great enthusiast living near me and his work is really inspiring me every time. So I also got the Thrunite Catapult Mini version 1, which is on the similar optics as the Wurkkos TS11, however it was operating on the older Osram NM1, so instead of comparing this one, I chose to compare the identical LED version, the SFT40, which is version V2 of Catapult Mini. Let's see how the reflector contends with the TIR optics of the really similar head size. While they might look similar on paper, Wurkkos TS11 and Thrunite Catapult Mini V2 are two completely different flashlights. This one is a great design, fun to play with, Anduril 2 and overall great looking flashlight, however the performance is somewhat average. However, Thrunite Catapult Mini in my opinion is more like a tool. Not as attractively looking, but flat output regulation and overall performance is much greater, so pick wisely depending on your needs and preferences. It is really a hard choice, however, to be a complete transparent with you, aside from the Thrunite Catapult Mini V2, I also chose another two flashlights operating on SFT40 emitter, the Science Sky K3 on smooth refractor, but also the Defender P16 from Acebeam on a TIR optics. Let's see how they all compare in the forest. Summing up, I think Wurkkos TS11 is by all sense one of the greatest compact throwers these days when it comes to performance, looks and features. It does a great job by focusing the SFT40 emitter, giving over 1600 to provide a great throw but also some side illumination. Anduril 2 gives the users a great deal of customization and also auxiliary LEDs. Longer battery tube might be a handy option if you consider your runtime to be a priority. However, I really miss the magnet on the tail cap in such a small compact design. I think I don't have to mention this, but this is Wurkkos, so please don't expect the flat output regulation from a 3V emitter flashlight, okay? For this one, you have Thrunite and other brands, so pick wisely. So all in all, design-wise and feature-wise, I think the Wurkkos TS11 is really a great flashlight if you can handle lack of stabilized output, being able to choose between orange and black options with colorful RGB auxiliary LEDs, which is a really nice and handy option. So if you're looking for a small compact thrower that won't break the bank, also a great ton of features, USB rechargeable and has a good tint and nice throw, then definitely look no further than Wurkkos TS11. For interesting one, make sure to check out the coupon codes that are linked in the description below. As always guys, thank you so much for watching and we'll see you in the next one.